地理環境咯，同埋呢度嘅學生啦。因為呢間係一間比較可能係我哋嘅國際學生同埋可能佢哋嘅 Aussie student 啦，其實我哋都 connect 得好好啦。然後因為我哋有嘅國際學生咧，我哋因為呢個地理環境係比較可能係郊野少少啦，然後我哋學校係比較大，通常我哋都你可以見到啦，即係佢係有好多好豐富嘅環境，跟住就可以俾嗰啲學生可能放 morning tea 啊或 lunch 嘅時候，咁佢哋就可以周圍坐，然後成間學校俾人嘅感覺就係好舒服咯，因為佢哋會係好壓迫嗰種感覺啊，即係我覺得呢個係其中一個可能家長即係住宿環境啦，或者學校嘅環境，可能其中一個家長會比較注重嘅嘢，都幾大分別啦。即係因為我覺得香港係一個都好繁華嘅一個都市，即係我都幾中意香港嘅生活，但係有時我就會覺得太忙啦。但係呢度咧係好嘅，即係佢好多時候你係可以選擇，如果你想去體驗啲市區啲嘅生活咧，你就可以去 Brisbane 啊，即係布里斯班。但係同樣地，如果你想遠離啲社區，咁即係遠離嗰啲都市嘅話，咁你都可以留翻喺即係 Ipswich 啊，即係 weekend 嘅時候，即係佢係一個好平均嘅一個地方咯。
我覺得的話，就是這所學校，它更注重於基礎吧，數學基礎之類的，理科基礎他們是更注重，然後可能更傾向於講那些原理道理。然後國內的話，可能更注重於練習之類的。
我嚟咗1年半到2年。
1年半啊，咁習唔習慣啊？
即係開頭嗰陣會有少少唔習慣，因為有好多嗰啲換班咁樣，即係要走嚟走去，即係同埋學校都好大，一嚟到嗰陣都唔係咁習慣咯。但係即係適應咗之後就 OK。
我覺得澳洲讀書係比較輕鬆，好似 Westmac 咁啦。其實我哋只需要讀6科，即係直到1 9開始，其實我哋可以揀科。你最主要係揀你最中意嗰6科就得㗎啦。其實
我喺呢度我嚟咗澳洲已經3年啦，跟住之後我呢個 home stay 就係我3年前嚟嘅時候都住到而家，所以都住咗好長一段時間。我通常就 home stay 佢會車我返學嘅，因為我喺我屋企離學校大概10分鐘到就到學校。10分鐘車程？係10分車程，所以通常佢都會車我返學啦，然後放學我就通常會搭巴士啊咁樣咯。home stay 食嗰啲，因為我 home stay 自己咧就係佢都係煮好多元化嘅嘢食嚟嘅，即係佢都會煮下炒飯嗰啲。
即係話中西餐都會。
即係佢係好中意試唔同國家嘅嘢食啦，所以我都覺得都 OK 咯，即係唔會話淨係日日食好西方嘅嘢啦，跟住佢都會係好多唔同種類嘅食物都會好平均咁樣嘅。
佢哋煮嗰啲咧有同我哋平時食嗰啲有少少唔同，即係開頭咧就覺得唔係太習慣，但係即係後尾都 OK 嘅。我哋通常都係出嚟去 city 咁，即係食下嘢咁樣。
我們倆就是一般有空的時候都會一起去。
我英文程度嗰陣時係唔好啦，即係我都好緊張，即係我都好驚話同啲外國人講嘢，因為我覺得自己冇乜自信啦，即係講英文嘅時候。但係慢慢留耐咗啦，我覺得都係你自己要同自己講話啊，你要開始去真係嘗試下去同其他人講嘢，然後我會發現呢度啲人其實佢哋都唔會話好介意你英文程度係幾多啦。即係如果通常都係好似做朋友嘅話，通常佢都係覺得啊，即係如果你係好 nice 咁樣走去同佢哋講嘢嘅，佢哋都唔會話好 judge 你嘅英文啊咁樣啲嘢啦。然後我覺得就因為呢樣嘢，所以我覺得個英文水平唔係話咁好。但係我開始留得耐之後，就開始慢慢越嚟越試啦。再加上我 home stay 佢哋都好幫到我嘅英文啦。即係因為我住喺 home stay，所以好多日常生活嘅嘢，可能佢哋都會同我溝通喺英文嘅時候咧，係好鍛鍊到我自己嘅英文咯。
在國內，我們學的是英式或者美式那種英語，然後對澳式不太熟悉，然後是來到這邊以後，就跟當地朋友玩啊，然後上老師課啊，然後慢慢磨合。
如果我係喺澳洲讀大學，我都想試下去唔同。即係我而家係 Queensland 都留咗3年啦，所以我諗住可能都會去其他 state 度即係試下嗰邊嘅生活咯。係啊，即係如果佢哋嚟呢間學校推薦嘅地方，我諗應該係可能係地理環境啦。即係如果我覺得都好睇家長嘅嘢，即係中意嘅嘢，即係想佢哋小朋友係點樣啦。但係我覺得如果好似我家長咁樣，即係好似我媽咪爸爸咁樣，佢哋就係想我嚟一啲學校，即係可能係生活水平可能係冇咁高嘅，即係可能消費率啊嗰啲嘢係低少少嘅，我呢個係一個好嘅選擇啦。再加上呢度其實 佢係一個真係好平靜嘅一個生活咯，即係佢唔會好似係好淳樸咯，即係佢唔會好似都市咁樣，即係可能係話好繁忙啦，都係一個幾好嘅學習環境咯，可以俾到。再加上呢間學校都好多嘅發展機會，因為我哋好多唔同嘅科目啊，即係好似我而家我有讀緊 law 啦，然後我將來可能大學嘅時候我都有諗過讀 law 咁樣，咁所以我覺得係一個幾好嘅，即係喺學業上都係一個幾好嘅選擇咯。
So, hello, my name is Pauline Bushen and I am the homestay officer. I've been here at Westmac for 5 years in this position, but I have been working with international students for almost 15 years. So I come to the school with prior experience in the industry, so I've been around for a little while. And I also do a lot of student support in my role as well. So within the homestay officer role, there's a lot of compliance and meetings with homestay families and liaising with agents and students and their parents back home, just to make sure that we get the right fit for the homestay families. But then once the student is here, I will be responsible for their orientation and settling in at the school and buddying them up with different students to help them settle in. And I'll take care of everything from helping them organise their bus tickets, their uniform, their locker, joining a sport, anything that will help them settle in easily while they're getting to know the school and the area.
I guess we can start saying how the process of choosing a host family, from the school choosing which family is suitable to be a host family at the start, and then matching it between certain students with the host family. And we'll just briefly talk about that process.
Okay, so I, with my homestay program, a lot of my homestay families will come through referrals from either people who are already in the program or through the college itself. So basically I have a student ambassador program here at Westmac, and a lot of the local students become ambassadors to the international students, and through that program they then go home and talk to their parents and usually want to host international students as well. So when a new family comes on board, I will go out and meet them. There's a lot of paperwork. In Australia there's a lot of compliance around keeping children safe, so we need to ensure that they do volunteer training, they understand student protection matters, they hold a blue card, they have a safe and clean home, and that their intentions to host are very honest and worthy. They need to really want to be a part of the program. So once we establish a new family and we see that they're suitable, when I receive an application from a new student looking to come to our school, I will get my database up and start going through what the family looks like, where they live, how the student will get to school, if they have other children living with them, if the children go to this school, even things like hobbies and interests, pets, if they have a swimming pool, if they play golf, just seeing what will work best for the student that's applying, to make sure that once they're with that family they can fit in easily and well and have similar things in common to make them feel comfortable straight away. Once I've found some fairly suitable families that meet the students' requirements, I will send a profile over to the parents and the agent and the family to look at, to decide whether that they are the right fit, and then that then gives the parents and the student coming to the school a choice, so they feel more comfortable with the decision as well, and that they have a say in who will look after their child and who the student wants to live with as well. Once the parents say that, once they choose, we will contact the homestay family again, because I always let them know that I'm putting them forward, of course, and then we will discuss that student and everything about them, and once everybody has agreed that this is the perfect placement, including myself, the homestay family, the student and their parents, we will start to, more information will flow through to the families in preparation to help the student and the homestay family start to talk to each other, because I always find it's very important to try and establish a little bit of a relationship before they come. So I will always ask the student to send me some photos and maybe a little letter about themselves and what they hope to be doing when they get here. And I'll give that to the homestay family so they've got a little bit more, and then we will swap email addresses so they can start communicating with one another. And that's generally once the student arrives, we will start talking more and more, and I will be included in lots of communication, making sure that everybody's ready, everybody's comfortable, and everyone's happy with the communication that's occurred before the arrival, and then making the settlement nice and easy and smooth.
So talking about arrival, do the schools pick them up or the homestays pick the student, or is it a choice between them?
We've always, here at Westmac, we've always used a transport service. So we use one company that the college has used for a very long time. We know all the drivers very well personally, and they know what our expectation is. So the driver will go to the airport, and we will give that information to the student before they arrive. We'll give them a picture of what the driver will look like. We'll tell them where they'll be standing, and we'll give the student a contact number in case of an emergency, so they have someone to call at the airport if something goes wrong. And it's the same with the driver. The driver gets the student's details, what they look like, their contact phone number, and basically they will stand with a sign at the airport waiting for the student, and they will drive them, and only them by themselves, to the homestay home. They'll take their luggage in and introduce them to the family for us, and make sure that everybody is there when they do the handover, and then they send me a message to say everything has gone smoothly, so then I know on that day that everything has happened easily and smoothly.
I guess another thing students and parents want to know is what to expect when they actually move or stay with the host family. Is there any rules? Do they have to do their own laundry, or is there anything they should be prepared to do?
Well, there's usually in Australian life, of course, all our children are always given a chore, whether it's pack up the dishes or keep your room tidy, or maybe walk the dog, or take the rubbish out to the bigger bin. There's always something, and we do say to the students, maybe take on one of these little jobs in your homestay home so that you feel like you're a part of the family, but we don't make it compulsory. So this is always up to the homestay family and the student to decide together what that little thing is that they might do. It might just be to keep their bedroom tidy, and that's enough for all of our families. They don't have a lot of expectations around that, but I do find that students have felt more part of the family when they've been given a little job. Families are very easygoing. We always ask our families just to focus on their study, that is their primary reason for being here, and that if they can support the student in this endeavour to do really well at school, that's what is the most important thing to us as well. And that not to give them too many things to do in the home, because that just adds stress onto the student's life, and it's just not an expectation. But of course, being clean is important. I think in Australia, families, when you've finished using the bathroom, you leave it nice and tidy for the next person. When you're in your bedroom, you make that nice and tidy and neat. When you're finished eating your dinner, you would take your dishes and you would put them in the dishwasher. And it's just normal everyday things that I'm sure these children are doing back home with their own families. It would be the same here in Australia. I think our homestay families in our program here, because of where we live, everybody is very relaxed. Everyone is very easygoing. And so you will find that our families are all also like this in the home. It's nice friendships, it's good relationships, and the focus is on the student having a good time while they're here. And so there's not big expectations. I would think when a student's arriving, we always ask the families to do something nice, and that would be a a family dinner where everybody had the opportunity to get to know each other, that they will take the student around the local area and show them parks, shopping centres, banks, doctors, all the important things that you would need to know, how to catch a train, where the local gym is, if a student's interested in joining tennis, where that, and just giving them that little tour of the area around where they live to start to help the student to settle into life easily. And then I would take over the rest at a school level and probably go a bit bigger, because I too do the same in the local area. We'd spend our first 3 days in orientation, and that includes getting on a bus, going to the local shopping centre, going to the local park, going to the local library, and just familiarising the kids with how close it actually all really is. And then we even do a trip into Brisbane as well and show the kids the bigger Brisbane area and what you can do. South Bank, how to catch a river cat, how to go to the library, the museums, the shopping mall, all those things as well. So yeah.
大地海外升學。